session, which is also last for today, and that is of our very own Miss Babita Rani. Ma'am Babita, hope you are ready with your session. So now this last session is from an author, an educator, a Golden Book Award winner of this year for her book, Perform Your Way to Success, and top 100 women achievers in the category of educators. So here is, we have Miss Babita Rani. Ma'am, you are, please unmute yourself.
Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Let me share one screen.
Not seeing.
Yeah. So thank you once again, Somesh, for that inviting me here. I'm honored to be a part of this summit today. And before I jump to my topic, Make Growth a Habit, I would like to tell you my story in very short. As Sapna had said in her presentation, you should always present your story in very short and be crisp in that. So this is my story, though a sad story, but yet I lost my husband in April 2021. It's almost 2 years now. But when I see back to these 2 years, I see I have come a long way. There have been many achievements in my life in these 2 years. So that is why this topic I have chosen, Make Growth a Habit. What I have learned in these 2 years is you should always improve yourself, upskill yourself, and that should be your habit. Not when you need it, you have to do it, but you should make it a habit. Now, we human beings are not logical. We are biological. What do I mean to say by this is, we need some kind of hormone secretion in our body to continue this growth habit. So what do we need to grow regularly? One is you should have a purpose. After I lost my husband for 8 years, I was not able to do anything, but I had a purpose to publish book of my husband, and that was his dream. So you should have a purpose to move ahead in your life. But without only having purpose is not enough. You should have somebody to support you. And then I came in contact with TLC, that is Teachers Leaders Community. And fortunate enough to get support from each member of the community. And the energy that was resonated in the community was very high. So you need 3 things to move ahead in your life. One is purpose, other is community, and the third one is energy. But this summit is about effective professional communication summit. So let me, much has been told about communication. Me being the last speaker, let me see if I can do justice to it. The communication, according to me, is the response we get. It is not always what we intend to say is received by the speaker. The speaker or the listener always receives according to what he thinks. So here lies your responsibility to have a communication that will enable the listener to receive what you want to speak. And a big question is, how can we do that? As I said, a listener responds according to what he thinks. So one point on which we have to focus is we have to prepare the mindset of the receiver. And how can we prepare the mindset of the receiver? Ask a farmer, can he grow good crops if he has not prepared the soil? If he prepares the soil, even if he spreads the seeds, the soil crop grows well. But if the soil is not prepared, the crop does not grow well. So we need to prepare the mind of the receiver, whosoever is going to receive whatever you want to communicate. So today, I'm going to give you two very powerful persuasion engineering tools that will help you know how you can, create an impact on your listeners. One is James Bond rule. You might be thinking, what is this James Bond doing in this communication? But this is a rule. All of you have heard of James Bond. When we say James Bond, it's James is at a higher pitch and Bond is at a lower pitch. You can try it by saying yourself, James Bond. Whenever we say a sentence ending with a lower inflection, see the connection between the mind and the communication. Whenever we see the sentence with a lower inflection, the brain gets an information that this is going to happen. This is said with certainty and conviction. But if you say something with a higher inflection, the brain gets the command that there is something doubtful about it. There is no certainty about it. So you can try this out. Let me give you an example. You will understand it better. All of us want to do regular exercise, but some of us are able to go ahead with it and some are not. Now, what you are saying to yourself is, I will exercise every day. I will exercise every day. The same sentence said with two different tonalities. But when you say, I will exercise every day, it has a higher inflection. And that means you are not certain about whether you are going to continue after 2 days or 3 days or not. You are certainly going to stop exercising. The motivation will end just after 2 or 3 days. But if you say this, I will exercise regularly, I will exercise every day with a lower inflection, you are certainly going to commit to that exercise. And why are you committing to that exercise? Because your brain has got that message that this can happen. So this is one James Bond rule that I wanted to tell you. Whenever you are speaking with somebody, you can look whether he is ending the sentence with a lower inflection or ending the sentence with a higher inflection. If the person is speaking with a lower inflection, that means you can trust that person is authentic. So your communication will become better if you understand what the person in front of you wants to say. I hope you enjoyed and ready to receive the second rule that I have for today, the round voice rule. Something which I also got to know very recently, but I'll tell you the story behind it. Round voice rule. What do I mean to say by this? Round voice is something which comes from the diaphragm. That is, we take the breath from the diaphragm when we have this round voice. When we speak in a spiky voice, for example, close your eyes and relax. This is spiky. Will you find it comfortable? Or you will find this comfortable? Close your eyes, relax your body. So we have spiky voice, which is very high pitch, and round voice comes from the diaphragm. Spiky voice comes from the throat region. But generally, we people try to speak in the middle. We are neither spiky nor we are at the round voice level. But if you can develop this round voice, you can have a very good relationship. I told you I'll tell you a story related to this. When the pandemic ended, my principal called me. We were discussing actually something. Can you kindly unmute yourself? Mute yourself. After the pandemic, the school had recently started. My principal, and we were discussing something because I look after junior building. Can you please unmute them?
Make someone coach so that they can manage mute and unmute.
It's Priya. It's Priya. Can you check that?
Sorry.
It's okay. So he called me. We were discussing something actually, and suddenly he asked me, "What do you think in an organization? How many percentage of people generally like a person or respects a person?" Obviously, my answer was 60 to 70%. Then he said, "How is it that 100% of my employees are in your favor?" I had never thought that he would say this. 100% of employees can be in favor of a person. Later on, when I researched on this voice, because I had to give this communication, I came to know my voice was round voice type. So that was a great compliment that I had received about 2 years back, but I came to know the reason when I was doing research for this summit. So thanks to Summit for giving me this opportunity. So hope you like this and you will implement both of these in your life. Next is
Definitely.
internal languaging. What the world says to you does not transform you. It is always what you say to yourself causes the transformation. This is what I mean to say by internal language. By the way, if you want to know what kind of your voice is, you can download Oscilloscope, any app of Oscilloscope, and find out what is your voice type, whether it is spiky, whether it is round, or whether it is in the middle level. Generally, we have in the middle level. So internal languaging is what people speak to themselves. What is communicated to the world by the world to you does not matter if you are communicating properly to yourself. I have often heard in staff room teachers saying he was very intelligent when he was in school, but he is not doing well in his life. So even if you have all the potential which others are thinking you do have, but if you do not believe that you have that potential, you are not going to excel in the world. So you need to have that internal language that you are capable of doing everything that you want to, then only you can excel in this world. Suppose many people are standing in a race. If one sees on both his sides and says, how am I going to win the race? They are stronger than me. Your internal voice is negating, and it is 100% possible that you are not going to win the race. So your internal languaging should always be positive for you. You need to develop that belief in yourself, and then only you can move ahead. So you need to develop this internal language. And one point I wanted to discuss is introspection. Khushi has already told about introspection in details, but let me move ahead with my point of view. This is a tool which can help you grow your awareness. How you need to do this introspection? After the end of the day, sit at a place, close your eyes, and run the entire day in your mind. When you will begin this exercise or your introspection, you will find out that you are not able to run the entire day. There may be some blackouts in the day. You will not be able to remember what happened during those time of the day. This is the first awareness that you are not even aware of what happened within those 24 hours. So when you start introspecting, awareness develops in you. And then after 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, 1 week, 1 month, you start realizing, you start self-criticizing yourself. For example, people are in a habit of coming late to their workplace or anywhere. Let's talk of my workplace or to school. They are in a continuous habit of coming late to school. So when they start introspecting, 1 day late, 2 day late, 3 day late, 4 day late, they will start self-criticizing themselves. But when somebody else tells you you are late every day, ego comes in between and you start arguing. But when you start self-criticizing, there is no ego between you and you. So you start realizing that you are wrong at this instant and try to correct yourself. And when you start correcting yourself and you reach your workplace in time, that is when self-appreciation begins, the highest form of introspection. If you start self-appreciating yourself, then you don't need appreciation from anywhere outside in the world. That is the best form of appreciation that you can give to yourself. And if you do this introspection regularly, it is 100% guarantee that you are going to develop this self-appreciation for you. So do this self-introspection every day. So what are the points that I told you today to make growth a regular habit is have a purpose in your life, be with like-minded peoples, have great energy in you, develop your positive internal languaging, do introspection every day, and follow those 2 rules for communication, knowing with whom you are communicating, what is the intention of the receiver or the speaker who is in front of you. With this, I would like to thank all of you for being a very patient listener. Thank you. And this is me, 2 books written, and you can scan this QR code if you want to visit my website. There are 2 free courses available there. You can go through the courses. Thank you all for being a patient listener. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Babita. Thank you very much. Growth is not taught, it is caught.
Yeah.
If you want to succeed in life, work on your 3 M's: mindset, motivation, and methodology. So very simple way, very simple formula of improvising your communication skills by all dimensions. Thank you very much, Babita ji, and
My pleasure.
thank you. Thank you, everyone. Just a minute. Thank you to all our esteemed speakers and sharing their insights and expertise on effective professional communication. We hope you found the summit informative and helpful in enhancing your communication skills. Here is a quick recap of our speakers and their key takeaways. Bhavna R. Lele, special educator, arts-based therapist, certified career coach, and parent-child coach, believes that modeling the right communication is key to successful parenting and healthy relationship in personal and professional life. Then second one was Miss Khushi Hinduja, teen success coach and author of Gen X Parenting, encourages self-introspection and mindfulness for aligning oneself with life goals. Our third speaker was Mr. Singham Mukundan, entrepreneur, author, student employable coach, life coach, and NLP practitioner. Emphasizes accepting negatives and activating positives through communication. Then we had Seema Sahai, career enhancement coach, MPhil in English, communications specialist, author, and personal branding strategist. Highlights the importance of mastering non-verbal communication for a successful career. Then we had Mr. Hemant Laheja, employability coach for the banking and finance sector and public speaking methodology expert. He stresses the value of public speaking skills for personal and professional growth. Then we had Ms. Kavita Gokani, communication coach, author of 3 books, and awarded as Extraordinary 2022, offers simple and significant ways to present oneself personally, professionally in meetings, and emphasizes the importance of developing one's persona. Then we had Archana Prakash, English communication coach, NGO marketing expert, and lifelong learner. Encourages building empathy and forming communities to build stronger relationships, understanding, and collaboration. Then we had Sapna Narayan, author, coach, and leadership communication specialist, guides aspiring leaders to learn the language of leadership through effective communication. And then we had Babita Rani, an author and educator, Golden Book Awards winner of this year for her book, Perform Your Way to Success, and top 100 women achievers in the category of educators. As Babita rightly puts it, growth is not taught, it is caught. If you want to succeed in life, work on your 3Ms: mindset, motivation, and methodology. We hope you found these insights helpful and that you can apply them in your personal and professional life. Remember to practice clarity, consistency, and confidence in your communication. Thank you very much for attending our summit.